Hello there, it's Paul here and welcome everyone. So this time I'm going to do an unboxing and initial review of the Makita M9400 Belt Sander. It's a 100mm 4-inch belt sander and it is a big beast. Now I've done a few other tool reviews in the past. I've done one on my portable table saw. I did one on the oldie palm router and just recently the Makita orbital sander, and I will be doing some follow-up videos on those now that I've actually had a fair bit of use on them. So if you watched any of those reviews or you're interested in these, look back for the previous videos and then look for the follow-up videos. I have opened this just literally to have a look inside when I first got it. Don't really need to go through the packaging too much, so I'll quickly unbox this now so we can see what we've got here. Now that's everything unboxed, and as you can see, very few things. Got the main belt sander there, and as you can hopefully see now, it is a very big beast. Instructions, as you expect, they are very few instructions in there, and you will see as I quickly go through the features on this as to why the instructions are so small, because there really is not much to do with this. You get your dust collection bag, which just holds on with a wire connector there. No zip, it's basically a piece of plastic that you pull back to empty out the bag, so that's nice, quick and easy. The only worry there is if this thing is going to come off and you're going to lose it. There's a bracket here. This is so that you can take the handle off and fix it on there. You can turn it upside down and then use it like a bench sander. And one final thing in the box, I really did wonder what that was. It's called, I believe, a carbon plate, and you'll see in a moment under here, under the actual belt, it's a spare one of these, so that when this wears down, you do have a spare. How easy it is to get hold of spares, I don't know. Lead on here is a reasonable length. It's about 6 foot, 1.8 meters. So it's okay. It's not brilliant, especially if you are going to be using this for something like doing your floor. Which is really probably what this is more designed for, working on bigger areas. I will say that the cable is really nice and thick, and you get that feeling of quality and heavy dutiness on the actual cable. And as I say, there's very few features on this that you need to ever worry about. The simple pull trigger on off switch, and this is a lock button so that when you pull the trigger in, you can lock it on, so that if you're using it a fair bit, you don't have to keep there holding the trigger all the while. And just to release, pull the trigger and it's off again. So on the back there we've got our dust extractor port. I believe from reading some of the comments it's a 22mm port on there, so if you do need to fit it up with a vac, give you an idea of an adapter. It's just a fixed handle on the front here. The tracking guide on the front here as well, so that you can just track up the belt. Now the one thing I am really impressed with this on is how quick and easy it is to change the belts. This one, it's literally lever up, belt off, simple as that. And hopefully you can see there now, that's the spare that we've got also with this as well. And putting it back on, you've got an arrow on here to show you direction. Just make sure it ties up with the belt. Place it on. When it's down in place, just drop the lever again and that's there, all ready to go. I'll just quickly give you some technical specs on this. Very few on here. The belt size is 100mm by 610mm. The belt speed is 380 meters a minute. Overall length probably doesn't really make a difference, 354mm, but the weight is the key thing here. This is 6.2 kilos, so it's not a lightweight. You're not going to be wanting to use this probably up and down the walls. So where you've got some work flat out or doing a floor, absolutely ideal. Because of the weight, you shouldn't be putting any pressure on this whatsoever. It's just a case of holding it and let it do the work, moving about. It does say in the manual that if you put pressure on here, you're likely to either stall the actual motor or possibly burn it out. The bracket, it's quick and easy to, hopefully, to unscrew the handle there. Place that on there, and straight away we can turn that upside down and we now have a bench sander to use. Whether you're going to need to clamp this down or not, I don't know. it's something you'd have to see. Now, noise-wise, the manual does say it's somewhere around about the 90 decibel mark, so it's going to be the equivalent to a lot of the other tools I've tested. I would suggest if you're using something like this for long periods of time, then put some form of ear protection on as well. I've got a couple of bits of pallet wood here to give us an example, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to clamp them down onto my table, because I know with this thing they will shoot off, and I'll probably also have to stand on the table or anchor it down as well. Now I've just got a couple of pieces of pallet wood here, and I've just clamped them to the end of my my little table here. Now the noise for this isn't too bad. It's not a silly noise to really wind you up, and I have just lined up the belt while I was running it a bit as well. I'm just going to go over these, see what it works like, and certainly as well see how much dust this actually collects. I certainly don't expect it to collect everything, because there's always going to be some form of a dust spillage come out of some form of a sander like this. Now when you use this, you are supposed to power it up first of all before you put it down to the work, so don't start it up when you've got it on the work. Just let the weight of the machine do the work, moving it around, not pushing down. Now I've got to say, I mean, yes, it's brand new sandpaper on there, and I think it's something like 40 or 60, it's 80 grit, so it has gone through there ever so quickly. So I'm going to move these back a bit, and I will carry on and sand them both up fully. So that you can get an idea of what it's like. Now, of course, I said I don't expect it to gather up all the dust, but what it's left there is pretty minimal. And I've got to say, the result on there, and I know it's only pallet wood, but when you consider, I mean, that one looks like it's got all saw marks, which was on this side, and this one is one of those ones which gets really all these fuzzies in it, and it's actually come up with a nice finish. If I got the extra grits, I could go over these. As I say, it's only 80 grit, go over a 120 or 240 grit, and these are going to be coming up really super smooth. So I will just carry on, and I will just sand the other sides on these, just to see what they come up like as well, so you can see how quick and easy this actually is. I've got to say that was a very, very quick job. I've sanded up all 4 sides on this, and I know it's not square, it does get narrow in the middle, but that's just really more of a demonstration. The main thing was because these boards were 2 totally different thicknesses. They were a good maybe 5mm difference at one point, and it took them down so quickly, which, yes, I know it's because it's a brand new belt on there, but it does. And this is also soft pallet wood, so it's really as an example of what it does. And for 80 grit, that has come up really nicely. And had you actually just been dealing with the flat surface there, you'd certainly have a finish where you go over a higher grit sandpaper just to get that finish that you really want to get to. But I've got to say, I'm very, very impressed. Now, dust wise, there is some dust around my shed, which you expect. A sander like this any sander is going to still stick out dust at some point. But the real amazing thing is this bag is literally full like that, which hopefully you can see on there. So just taking this off, just make sure it's shut down. It's a quick and easy job to pull the release off. So it's, in actual fact, I would say that is better than the zip, as long as you're not going to lose it. And hopefully you can see there the amount of sawdust that has come off just doing these pieces of wood, which were very fuzzy and furry to start with, so it's to be expected. And to put this back on, even with the bag 3/4 full, you can see it's quick and easy to do like that. Now, everybody's going to have their own preferences to what type of tool they want, especially if they're looking for a belt sander. This is a big beast, and especially at 6 kilos is quite a weight, but it's actually quite a manageable weight to lift about. If you're working on a flat surface down like I was here, it's very easy to maneuver about. It has a fair bit of power, so when you bring it back, it does lead a little bit more strength, probably compared to some sanders. And I did have to have a foot on my table at all times to stop it from tipping back, because it has got that much power in it with the weight that's going down on the work. I bought this from Screwfix for £99.99, and just to quickly run through the alternatives from Screwfix up to that price range, they only have 3 cheaper models than this one if you're looking for a proper wide belt sander. Now, the cheapest is actually what they call a palm sander, and it's a Triton at £40. So if you're after a palm sander, a bit like the palm router or palm the orbital sander I've got, absolutely ideal. £40, and I would say if you don't want something big and heavy, that might be something to look at. The next one was at £50, which was a McAllister 3.7 inch, so it's nearly as wide as this. It may be a very good brand, and I'm sure a lot of people have had good McAllister tools. Reading reviews on Screwfix website, I believe B&Q also do the McAllister range as well. There is such a mix of reviews of good and bad, and I always do look for the negative reviews on a website, because I always expect some, but it's the quantity of negative reviews that then often puts me off. So I looked further on, and their next model was the Bauer, which is £70, and that's a 3-inch belt sander. It still weighs 4.5 kilos, so it's not that much lighter. So it's only 1.5 kilos lighter. So it's 3/4 of the weight of this one, but it's also 3/4 of the width on the belt. Now, the Makita on Screwfix website, it's had 43 reviews at this time, and really the only negative part of the reviews on there was purely and simply because of its weight, that you don't want to be using it on something upright like this. You probably could do, but it's that 6 kilos to hold, and if it's a quick job, it wouldn't be so bad. But if you've got a big area to do, then that's going to be a lot of hard work to do, so a lighter tool would certainly be better. As I said at the beginning of the video, if you're interested in the other tool reviews I've done, certainly do go and have a look. I believe I have a playlist for tool reviews, so look for that, and you'll see all the tools that I've covered. I will be doing a follow-up on all of those tools, and certainly for this one, after I've used it for a while, I will certainly do a follow-up video at some point, and it may be incorporated in with some of the other videos. So do look for that if you are really interested in buying one of these. Now, hopefully this has been interesting for you. Thanks a lot for watching.